So till yesterday we saw about the many methods of the thread class, right? That is the uh, basic methods we saw, naming methods we saw. After that, daemon thread method also we saw. Then priority methods we saw. Then prevent thread execution also we saw, and interrupting a thread method also we saw, right? From today we will see the what is meant by the synchronization. As you know, if I run the program, if we have multiple threads, so all the threads will be run at the same time, and we cannot assume the execution of the thread, which thread will be run first. If you have 10 threads, so which thread will be run first and which thread will be run last, we don't know, because all the threads will be run at the same time. Okay, all the threads will be run at the same time. That's why we don't know which thread will be work first and which thread will be work last. Okay, so now if we take the if we now we have to learn the synchronization, but what problem we are facing without synchronization, first we will see that. So for that, first we will create one program I have created before, but I will remove this thing from now. Okay, and I will create it again. So what is the thing? So without synchronization, which problem we are facing and why we are creating the synchronization? So we will see that first. Okay, so we will try to create one program here. We will try to create one simple app, that is a ticket booking app. For ticket booking app, there are lots of things are there. Okay, and lots of time also it will be take for creating an exact ticket booking app. But we will create one small module or small short and simple program we will try to create with the help of Java only. Okay, so if your oops doubt is clear, OOP doubt is clear, so you will be easily understand what I'm doing here. I will tell you whatever I'm writing, no, whatever things I'm writing here. So I will tell you, but you have to focus on that. Okay, so simple. First, I will create a class here. As every time we are creating the class, so I have created a class with the name. Suppose we are creating a ticket booking app, so I'm creating a ticket book. Okay, ticket book app I have ticket book class I have created. Okay, and inside that we will create one method to book the ticket. We will create one method. So suppose I have created one method here, public void and book ticket. This method also we have created, but for booking the ticket we want the seats, right? Inside the theater we want the seats. How many seats we have inside our theater, we want that as well, right? So first we will declare the seats. So variable will declare int total, then seats. I will use here the underscore total seats equals to, suppose inside our theater we have 10 seats. Okay, inside our theaters we have 10 seats, so that's why I wrote here total seats equals to 10. So inside our theater we have now that is the 10 seats. Now anyone, if anyone wants to book, how they will book the ticket? So simple, I will paste it here to the int seats. From here we will pass this seat. Whatever seats they want to book, we will pass it from here. Now another thing is that we will provide one condition also here. If or condition we are using if and else, right? So I am providing here the condition inside the if block. So which condition we will provide here? So I am providing the condition if total seats is greater than seats, then only it will book the seats. Okay, why I am writing like that? Suppose if we have a 10 seats, suppose if we have a 10 seats only. Okay, if you have 10 seats only, and suppose anyone wants to book a 11 seat, so this condition is wrong, right? This condition is wrong. And if you have 10 seats and anyone want to book the 11 tickets and they will book the ticket, so one person don't give the first, one person will not get any seats, right? So that will create a problem. So that's why we are writing here the condition if total seats is greater than only the seats, that time only it will book the ticket, otherwise it will not book the ticket. We will write here equals to as well. Okay, equals to all as well. We write if they want to book 10 to 10, all the seats they want to book, that is the 10 out of 10 tickets they want to book, so they can book the tickets. Okay, after that, if this condition is true, it will become here and it will print system.out, and here ticket book. Okay, and how much seats they book, you write here the seats. Okay, after that, how many seats left, we have to show that things as well. So how we will calculate that? So total seats equals to, then from the total seats only, total seats minus, we will write here how many seats they have. From the total seats we will minus the seats. Okay, from the total seats we will minus the seats, how many seats they have. Suppose we have 10 seats, and they book the 6 seats. So how many seats we have now? That is the 4 seats. It will be considered here. Okay, it will be assigned here, that value. And after that, system dot out again we will write, and here we will write seats left. Okay, seats left we will write, and here we will print that thing as well. That is the how much seats left. That is the total seats. Whatever seats we have, that is the after booking the seats, whatever seats we have, we are printing here inside the seat left. Okay. Now, if this condition will be wrong, what we need to prove, what we need to print, there is the else thing. So I will print here the else thing as well. And here I am writing system dot out, and here we will write ticket ticket is not booked. Anything you can write by yourself. And here we will write how many seats they want to book. Okay, and after that, system dot out again we will write, and we will show them how much seats we have. So I will write here seats left, and here we will print how many seats we have. Okay, if they want to book, they can book it. Okay, if they want to book the 7 seats and we have only the 3 seats, so we will show it here, that is the we have only the 3 seats. Okay, so they will book the 3 seats as well. After the next, inside the next booking, they will book the 3 seats, so they will get the 3 seats as well. Okay, so here we completed this module. Here that is it, we have created one class, that is a ticket book. Inside that, we have created first variable, that is the total seats, and we have mentioned here, that is the 10. We have 10 seats inside our theater. Okay, now after that, we have created one method, that is the book ticket. Inside that, we passed one parameter, that is the int seats. Okay, means whatever, means every time if you call this method, we have to pass one seats. If you pass that seats, it will be check this condition. If total seats is greater than equals to the seats, that time only it will become here. Okay, that time it will become here, it will be print ticket book, and it will print the seats value as well. And after that, it will calculate the seats left, and it will print into the seats left. Okay, if this condition is wrong, it will be come into the else block, and it will print ticket is not booked, and it will print this seats value here. And it will be print this thing as well, that is seats left, and how much seats left we have, it will be print as well. Now this thing is done. Now what is the another thing here? So another thing is that, see, we have created this module, we have to call this method as well, right? We have to call this method, we have to call this we have to pass here the seats as well. So for that, you can create another class as well. So I will create one another class, public class take. Okay, inside that I am creating simple, there is a main method. Inside the main method, I will call that things as well. Okay, now what we will do, we are not doing here in a normal way. We are creating a thread, and with the help of thread, we will try to call that. Okay, so what we need to do, we have to create a thread. So I will extend a thread here, and after that, here we will override the run method, public void run. Okay, and after that, we have to call these things one by one. Okay, now here from this run method, if I want to call this method, that is the book ticket method, so how we will call that? This method is present inside the ticket book class. So we have to create an object of this one, and with the help of that object only, we can call this method. So can we create one reference first? So I will create one reference here. This is a normal variable here. There is a ticket booking B I have created here, and with the help of this B, can we able to call this method? So we will try to calculate, means try to call that method as a book ticket. So book, and here tickets. So I have called this ticket as that. See, I have called this method as well, that is the book ticket, and inside that we have to pass the seat. So what I will do is simple, I will create here the variable, and this variable only I will pass it here. Later we will change the value as well, but I am passing it here for now. Okay, now we can able to call this, but now if you call this one, see, it will be not called, because we have created only reference. We have not stored the any object here. Now if I want to store the object, how will store that? How will create an object? So new ticket, then ticket book, right? Ticket book, and we have to store it into this B. So how we need to write? B equals to new ticket book, right? But if I want to store it here, it will be not stored, because this is a normal variable, and we are writing into the static method, right? So for that, what we need to do, we have to make it as a static. These are the basic thing. If you clear with these things, you will be easily understand whatever things I am doing here. Okay, so this is the thing. This is the normal variable we are directly calling into the static method. That's why it is not able to call. That's why I make it as a static. Now we can call this as a call this variable anywhere. Now I'm calling this into the static method as well, so I'm able to call this. So we assign this object into this variable now. Now we can able to call this method, right? Because we have this object inside the variable, right? After that, what we will do, we will create one small threads here. So how we will create a thread? Just we need to create an object. So we will create a people here. The first object. Suppose this is the first object, that is the Sai. Sai dot seats. So we'll Sai wants to book a seats. Sai wants to book 6 seats. Okay. And with the help of Sai, we can start the thread as well. Okay. Now another person will create new test. Suppose J. And J also wants to book. J also wants to book. Suppose 8 seats. Now we will try to call this one J dot start. Okay, so Jay wants to book 8 seats and Sai wants to book a 6 seat. Now we will try to execute this program. So how this program will be work? First it will be come into the main method, and inside the main method what we are doing, simple, we are creating an object and we are storing into the B. So inside the B our object will be stored, right? After that we are creating a object, creating a threads here, right? So Sai threads we have created. Sai dot sets, this is the not name of our thread, so we knows what is the name of this thread here. There is thread 0, and what is the name of this thread here? It is the thread 1. Just imagine here this thread name is a Sai. Okay, so Sai wants to book a seat, so that's why I wrote here Sai dot sit. So with the help of this object I am calling this variable. Okay, inside this variable I am assigning the value, that is the 6. Okay, now what is the value of this seats here? That is the 6. First time the value of this seats here, that is the 6. Okay, and what is the value of this B here? That is the object we have allocated into this B. Okay, now site dot start. If we perform the start method, our run method will be called, right? Whenever we call the start method, our run method will be called. It will become here B dot book seats and book ticket, and here we are passing the seats. Okay, so B means here we have object. Book ticket means here we have a method, that is book ticket name method, and inside the seats we are passing our seats. So this seats it will be refer these seats only. So what is the value of these seats here? It is 6. What is the value of these seats here? That is the 6 only. So it will be come here and it will be assigned that value of seats here as well. So what is the value of these seats here? That is the 6, right? Now it will become here total seats is greater than equals to seats. What is the value of the total seats here? That is 10. So 10 is greater than equals to 6. So condition is true or false here? Condition is true or false? Guys, condition is true or false here? Condition is true, right? Condition is true, so it will be come into the if block, and what it will do? Ticket is booked and it will print the value of seats. So what is the value of seats here? See, what is the value of seats? That is 6. So what it will print? Ticket book 6, right? Ticket book 6 it will be print. After that we are calculating here total seats equals to total seats minus seat. So what is the value of total seats here? That is the 10. 10 minus 6. So what is the value we will get it here? That is the 4, right? So 4 we will get it here. So what is the new value of total seats we are getting here? That is the 4. System dot out, again we are printing, and seats left. How many seats left we have now? That is the 4 seats we have left it now. All the things are done here. Now it will not go into the else and or else part and all. Again it will become here we are creating another thread here, and this time this thread is allocating the 8 seats. So what is the new value of these seats here? That is the 8 again. Okay, then j dot start. So if you calling the start method, it will be called the run method. Again it will become here B means inside B we have object. So B dot book seat book tickets, and what is the value of these seats here? That is the 8. So it will become here. Now this time the value will be 8, right? So it will be check the condition. What is the value of total seats now here? What is the new value of total seats here? See, that is the 4. So 4 is greater than equals to 8. Condition is true or false here? Condition is true or false? False, right? Condition is false. So condition is false, so it will not go into the if block, directly go into the else block. And what it will be print? Ticket is not booked. So how much ticket it will not book? That is the 8, right? Ticket has not booked 8, and how what it will be book? What it will be tell like seats left, that is the 4 seats only left. You can, if you want to book the 4 seats, you can book the 4 seats as well. Okay, this type our program have to work. But can it will be work like that? If I run this one, so can it will be work like that? We have only the 10 seats and both the peoples wants to book 8 plus 6, that is the 14 seats. So can it will be book? Now we will try to run this one. Ticket book 6, seats left 4, ticket is not booked 8. Okay, and then seats left 4. So we are getting correct result this time. But if I run this one again and again, see, now what we are getting here, ticket book 6 and ticket book, that is the 8 as well. And seat left, that is the in minus value we are getting here. See, in minus value we are getting here. And how much tickets are booked here? It is 8 plus 6, that is 14 seats are booked. But how much seats we have inside our theater? That is the 10 seats only. And how much seats are they are booking here? That is the 40. 4 people where they will sit, right? It will create a problem. So that's why here we are facing the data inconsistency problem, and another thing we are facing, that is the thread interference problem as well. Without synchronization, we are facing the two issues, that is the data inconsistency problem and another problem, that is the thread interference problem. Okay, so what is the advantage of this synchronization? So advantage of synchronization is the no data inconsistency problem and no thread will be interference with each other. And what is this synchronization? It is a process by which we can control the accessibility of a multiple thread to a particular shared resource. So what does this mean? Suppose we have one resource. I will show you inside the page. Okay. Suppose if you have one resource, okay, and suppose we have a multiple thread. Suppose this is a one thread, suppose this one is another thread, and this one is our another thread. So what this thread will be do, if I run this program, this all the threads will be execute that resource at the same time. Okay, this resource, this all the threads will be execute this resource at the same time. So this thread will be think like that we have 10 sheets, this thread will be also thinks we have 10 sheets, and this thread will be also things like that we have a 10 sheets. So all the threads will be booked all the seats with the 10 seats. Okay, they will think like we have total seat 10 and they will be booked according to the 10 seats now. Okay, so if any thread, suppose this thread wants to book 10 seats, this thread also wants to book a 10 seats, and this thread also wants to book a 10 seats, so they will book the 30 seats. But we have only 10 seats. So what we need to do? We have to work this program like that. We have to book the thread, book the tickets for first this thread. After this thread is completed task, then we want to book this thread. Then we want to book this thread. Means we want to book each thread to execute this resource at the each time, not the each time at the all the thread. Okay, we don't want to execute all the threads at the each time, I mean same time. We want to execute this resource each thread at the each time. Okay, not the same time. So for that, what we need to do? We have to use the synchronization. Synchronization is a process by which we can control the accessibility of the multiple thread. Okay, so how we will do that? So we have two types of the synchronization. Okay, that is the process synchronization and the thread synchronization. Process synchronization we are not seeing inside the Java, but thread synchronization we are seeing here. And thread synchronization having the two types, there is the mutual exclusive as well as the cooperation. Okay, mutual exclusive and the cooperation. So first we will see the mutual exclusive. So how to achieve the mutual exclusive, we have three ways. First one is the synchronized method, another one is the synchronized block, another one is the static synchronization. Okay, so we will see the first one, that is the synchronized method. Now here we are seeing, we are facing the, here we are facing the, is the data inconsistency problem as well, and we are facing here, that is the thread interference problem as well. So how to resolve that issue? So we can resolve with the help of first way, that is the synchronized method. If we use the synchronized method, so every time we are getting the correct result. If I run this one multiple times, here I'm not saying you are not getting the correct result. So multiple times you will get the correct result as well, but multiple times your value will be went into the negative value as well. But we don't want into the negative way. It have to book only the 10 seats. It don't have to book the more than 10 seats, right? We want that result. So for that we are using this synchronization. If I run this once multiple times, we are getting the correct result. And we'll see this time we are getting the correct result. Ticket book 6, ticket seats left 4, ticket is not booked 8, seat left 4. Sorry. So this time we are getting the correct result. multiple times we are getting the correct result, but multiple times we are not getting the correct result. So that is meant by the data inconsistency. So to resolve this issue, we are using this synchronized method. So how we will achieve that? So for that, simple, it is the simple way only. Simple, this is the resource, right? Here is the resource. Here only our all the threads will be executing at the same time. That's why we are getting the data inconsistency problem. So for that, what we need to do? Simple, here we need to write synchronize keyword. Okay, here simple we need to write here synchronize. If I run this one now, so here we are getting, here we are not getting any data inconsistency issues, right? Here we are not getting any data inconsistency issue. If I run this one again and again, so every time it will be book only the 10 seats. It will not book the more than 10 seats. It will book only the 10 seats. See, if I run this one again and again, so sometimes this thread will be work first, sometimes this thread will be also work. Okay, if you run this one program multiple times, so sometimes that thread will be also work first, or sometimes that thread will be also work first. It is completely depend on the thread scheduler to whom it will be allocate the processor. Okay, but every time we are getting the correct result. So this time we can achieve the synchronization with the help of synchronized method. Okay, so this is the program we have created. Now how internally it is working? Okay, we have to know that how internally it is working. So suppose we have one resource, right? So this is the resource I told you, and by which object we are calling this one? With the help of this b object we are calling this resource, right? With the help of this b class object we are calling this resource. So I will create one object here. Okay, so this is the object I will create here. So this is the object we are calling here. And what is the name of this object? That is the B, right? So I will call this as a B object. Okay. And how much threads we have? That is two threads, right? First thread we have, that is psi. So I will write here, that is psi. And another thread we have, that is the J. So another thread we have, that is the J. So what they will do when we will perform this synchronization. So every time remember two things about the object. Every time you have to remember the two things. So every object have the two areas. Okay, I will write here. Every object have, that is the two areas. Two areas, and another thing, that is the object log. Okay, two things you have to remember about this object. There is two area, every object have the two areas, and every object have the its own unique log. Okay, so what is the area we have inside this object? So suppose if you cut this object into the two parts, so inside the object first area it's called as a synchronized area. Okay, synchronized area. And another thing we have, that is the here, there is a non synchronized area. Okay, first area we have, that is synchronized area, and another area we have, that is a non-synchronized area. And another one is the object log. So what is meant by object log? So whenever we perform the synchronization, that time what it will be do? It will perform here the log. It will achieve here the one log. Every object have its own unique log here. So suppose this object have this log. So what they will do? Suppose this thread wants to book. So the threads which having the log, that will execute all the things which having inside this object. Suppose now this time we have one method here. So what is the name of that method here? That is the book ticket. So inside this book ticket method, we use here, that is the synchronize. So where it will be present? It will be present inside the synchronized area. Okay, because we have used here synchronize, so it will be present inside the synchronized area. Now this thread wants to execute this book ticket. How it will be executed? So they have to execute by one. Okay, they have to execute one by one, and the thread which having the log, that able to execute this resource. Okay, so suppose Sai wants to book, so Sai will be execute. Sai have to acquire this log. It will be acquire the log here, and after that it will able to execute this method. In this meantime, what this Jai will be do? If this Jai also wants to book this thing, it will be not able to book this thing. Okay, why? Because this Sai having this acquire this log. Okay, this Sai acquire the log. That's why Jai cannot able to book this thing. So in this meantime, what J will be do? J will be into the waiting state. J will be went into the waiting state. J will be wait for the site to complete its task. Okay. When this site complete its task, it will be acquire the, it will be release the lock here only. Then it will be go into the date state because it is completed its task, right? It completed its task, so it will become into the date state. Now it is time to execute the J. J will be go. J will be acquire the lock here again. Okay. J will be acquire the lock here again. Then whatever things we have inside the synchronized area, it will be execute that things again. Okay. It will be execute that things again. Now it have executed things. Now it task is completed. Now J also will become into the date state. Okay. J also will become into date state because it thread task is completed. It will become into the date state. So this type our synchronization will work, and this type our lock concept will be work. And whoever thread having the lock, that will be execute this resource. Okay. Whoever having that lock, that will be executed resource. Otherwise they will be not able to execute that resource. Now suppose this psi having the lock, so this psi only will be execute this resource, other will not able to execute that resource. So this is the simple concept of our synchronization, and this is the first way to achieve the synchronization with the help of synchronized method. So anyone have any doubt till now? Anyone have any doubt till now? Yes. Anyone have any doubt? Okay. Okay. Now another thing is that there is the synchronized block. So now we use the synchronized method. And another thing we have, there is the synchronized block. So what is meant by synchronized block? Suppose here we have a this much resource we have. We have we want a synchronization for this part only. Suppose we have a another thing here, system.out, and here we have a simple hello. Okay, and I will print this hello multiple times. Copy, and I will paste it here multiple times, and I will paste this thing as well at the downside as well. Okay, hello I am printing here, and hello I am printing here as well. Now if I run this one, so here first it is printing the hello, then it is executing the resource, and it is printing the hello as again. Okay, so for this thing it will be take lots of time, because for this hello we don't want the synchronization. For this hello as well we don't want synchronization. We want synchronization for this part only. We don't want the synchronization for this part or for this part as well. So for this what we will do? Okay, if you want a synchronization for the particular block, for that what we will do? So for that we are using here simple thing, that is the synchronized block. Okay, now I am removing this thing from here. Now we are using the synchronized block. If you want a synchronization for the particular block, for that we are using the synchronized block. So I will remove this thing, and I will write here there is a synchronize. Okay, and here we need to write this because we want here this as well. For this class only we want, that's why I'm writing here this will be refers to the current class, that's why I'm writing here this. Okay, now what it will be do, if I run this program, so it will not apply synchronization for this part, or it will not apply the synchronization for this part. It will be apply the synchronization for this part only, because we wrote these things inside the synchronization block. I told you before, synchronization block means, what is meant by block means there is a curly brace open and the curly brace closed, that is only called as the block. So I wrote these things inside the synchronized block, that's why it will be apply the synchronization on this part only. Okay, now if I run this one, see it will be apply the synchronization for this part only. If you want to see that, I will print this name here, thread dot current thread dot get name. Okay, so it will be increase the time period. It will be wait a minute. With the help of this thing we can save our time. Okay, so that's why I'm writing this thing here. I will remove this thing from here. I will copy and I will paste it here. Okay, now if I run this one, see thread 0 and thread 1, thread 0 and thread 1, then again thread 0 will be 1, means on the hello we are not getting the synchronization. Only on this one we are getting the synchronization. Okay, so that is the purpose of our synchronized block. If you want a synchronization for the particular block, that time we are using the synchronized block here. Okay, so that is the thing for the synchronized block. Anyone have any doubt till here for the synchronized block? Anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt till here? No doubts. Okay, and last thing is that, last thing is that there is static synchronization. That thing I will tell you tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see static synchronization as well as the cooperation as well, because this thing you have to remember, this thing you have to get it first. After that I will tell you the static as well as the wait notifier as well. Okay, so that is the thing for the today. Anyone have any doubt till now? Anyone have any doubt till now? Okay, so that is the thing for the today. Tomorrow we will see what is meant by static synchronization and inter-thread communication as well.